What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Bruise Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at the Alesis Crimson 2. Now, this drum kit is kind of in the intermediate range. Not really for beginners, but more advanced drummers may find it a little dull. So that's kind of where I'm at. I haven't played drums since high school, really. So I wanted to get back into drumming, check it out, and after all my research, this is about the best that I could find for the price range. So I'm going to do some demos. We're kind of going to shoot from the hip here. I don't want to spend too much time in the editing booth. So without further ado, let me kind of walk you around the kit. So I actually bought this Tama first chair drum throne because it didn't come with a throne, a kick pedal, or of course the PA system. It came with a kind of cheap pair of drumsticks. Yeah, see these guys. No name, no branding, nothing. They feel kind of light and flimsy, but it'd probably be fine for beginners or someone getting back into drums. But not for me. I've heard nylon tip drumsticks were good for mesh kits, so I got these ProMark. They're 5A nylon tipped drumsticks, so probably hit on the mesh pads for hours and hours and it wouldn't really affect them all too much. So that's what I'll be using today. So basically the kit, it's a 9-piece kit, but there's lots of pieces. So you got the metal rack. You've got the brain, which the drum module will kind of go into detail in a bit. You have the snare, 3 toms. These two are 8 inches. This one's 10 inch. Snare is 12 inch, so that's pretty good for a mesh kit. You've got a 8-inch bass drum pad, 2 crash cymbals, and a ride, which is triple zone. So it has the edge, the bow, and the bell. And I'll talk about that one in more detail later. You also have, of course, your hi-hat trigger for open and closed hi-hat. And you have this cool little, clips onto your drum kit, little Alesis logo, so that's kind of cool. And of course, all the hardware comes with it. You've got the cymbal stands, you got all these crazy bells and whistles that hold the entire kit together, and it comes with a snare stand. So you don't have to mount the snare on the kit. You can actually, you can have it on the stand, and you can actually move it around. So it is nice just to have something that you can just kind of move around, if you want to adjust it on the go. And everything's completely adjustable. This is just the way I've set it up myself. This is, just kind of how I prefer to use it. But you can move the cymbals around. You can switch up the pads. You can. There's actually room for one more tom here if you want to get an extra tom. There's another space for it in the brain and the module. So a lot of flexibility, a lot of adaptability. It can collapse and unfold, so you can take it with you to a band member's house for practice. You can bring it between rooms if you want to. You can fold away for storage so it doesn't get in the way. It's pretty flexible in that way. So we're going to turn it on. We're going to take a look at some of the features of this kit. So you got the brain here. Turns on just like that. And since it's a crimson, going with the red theme here, they got a nice little display that is red. And you can probably even see it all the way from the camera there. And we'll turn on I'm using a Behringer PK108A powered speaker for my amp. Any PA system will do as long as it's powered, because you want to be able to hear it, of course. It also has a headphone output, so if you want to just use headphones, that's fine too. But for the purposes of this video, that wouldn't really work. So I got this PA system. So let's go ahead and try it out. See how it sounds. There's 54 preset kits with room for 20 user kits. And any one of the kits is programmable, changeable. You can, you know, mix up the triggers, create different sounds, whatever you want to do. You can plug it into your computer, use a VST or a drum simulator to change the tones and everything. You can even plug in a USB drive with preloaded samples on it if you don't like the built-in samples for the, you know, for the tones. So after going through all the kits, my favorite right now is the Vintage, which is number 49. So I had to go through quite a few kits to find one that I liked. But there are tons of options, and I'll go through some of them. But just to start out, this is just kind of what it sounds like. So it's got some good sounds in it, already built in. You know, everything's kind of tight and compact, so everything's within your reach. Each of these toms is also dual zone, so you have your traditional tom sound, and you can, you know, go for rim shots. Same thing with the snare. The ride is a little tricky, so you've got your bow or your bow and your bell. It is a little bit tricky to trigger the bell at times. I've noticed that, you know, on the fly, just when you're kind of playing and, you know, you want to be able to use the bell. It doesn't always trigger when you want it to. That's the only issue I've had with the ride. Other than that, you know, all the cymbals, they're supposed to... Okay, there we go. The choke is kind of hit or miss too. This is the first time I've actually gotten the choke to trigger. So if you're... Okay, well I guess it works now. It didn't work before, so that's good. But you can do like a... You can do flourishes. The hi-hat's also a little bit tricky. You've got your pedal here. You know, closed hi-hat. You've got open hi-hat. The only annoying thing is, even if, you know, you're just doing fills, or you're just doing the notes here, and then the hi-hat, you do the pedal, you hear this sound every single time. So even if you're just, you know, on a real hi-hat, it obviously wouldn't sound like that. That's kind of one of the drawbacks. But all the pads are nice and responsive. They're pressure sensitive, so if you want to build in, you know, you want to kind of crescendo build in power, you can do that. And same with the cymbals, of course. Same with the snare. And they're nice and sturdy. They can take quite a beating. I've only really been playing it for about a couple weeks now, but you know, I could see this lasting for several years. So you know, nice and sturdy, especially if you don't really kill it. Like most people, I doubt you're gonna be just wailing on the drums every time trying to break it. So you should be able to get a lot of life out of it, you know, just playing normally. Everything is adjustable tension wise, so like each one of these pads has a little, you can use a drum key and make it tighter, looser, depending on what you prefer. Yeah, everything, you can adjust the sensitivity, things like that. Okay, so we're gonna kind of go through some of the kits here. So starting off on number 1, you have a very basic basic sounding kit. It's I think a Yamaha. You know, the power. I'm guessing it's power metal. an 80s kit. You have a hip hop kit, that's pretty neat. It's all kind of similar. It all kind of blends together unless you like really know your kits, which I mean, I'm no expert on kits. You know, acoustic kit. And each one has its own variation of cymbals, so like obviously these two crashes are different from each other. You have a funk kit. I can't play funk, I'm sorry. Here's a rock kit. So like one's a crash, you know, you got your ride, you got your hi-hats, but this is a splash. So that's fun. So you do like a possibilities. Power 2, whatever that means. You got a jazz kit. It's like I saw Whiplash, but I can't play jazz. I'm sorry. I'm no Miles Teller, you know. You got an 808 kit. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's fun to just like mess around with different kits, you know. But see, I was already like triggering the different zones of the ride without even trying. Pop kit. So, you know, like your Taylor Swift or your Jonas Brothers or whatever, you got your pop kit. It's a Jonas Brothers song, right? I don't know. You got your 1970s kit. So if you want to play like, I don't know, like some Zeppelin, like, sounds pretty good, you know. You got a Latin kit. What does that sound like? Sounds very similar to, you know, like, I guess if you want to play like Mana or whatever, like, there's an effects kit, so you can do, let's see. Oh, that's cool. Like these are all the same, but then you can do like a, and it's probably hard for you guys to hear too, because like you're probably just hearing like the very loud like hitting of the pads and stuff, like, and the bass I can like hardly hear because the dang bass drum is so loud. So that's, you know, add that to your list of features. Percussion. I thought this was all percussion anyway. So if you're like a percussionist, like there's something for you. You got a triangle in there. Percussion 2. So instead of like on the a keyboard, you know how you have all those little weird, like the stuff that sounds like that? You can just do it on the drum. That's pretty cool. I like this. See, there's that right bell hard to trigger. I told you. Sounds like Age of Empires. Like when you run out of resources, or no, when a new worker is built or whatever, it's some Age of Empires sound you hear. Like you click on a building, something like that. Indian. Okay, this is a fun one. I like this one. I don't know how I triggered it the first time. I need to like figure out how to make these triggers a little bit different. But, African. It's like a Men at Work song. And it's the flourishes. I like the flourishes. World. Whoa, hold on. Which one was that? One of these. Kit, I guess. What else we got? Orchestra. Perfect, so you can relive your orchestra days. Cymbals in that. I like the cymbals in this kit. Marimba. Okay, so let's try to work out a scale. Oh, they're octaves, okay. The bass is like the deep octave, but it's all in C, so. There we go. Here we go. This is the true test of skill. And then you can switch to a regular kit and just do like. Oh, that's 808. That didn't work as well as I wanted to. Hip hop too. Dance. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Electro. like a Daft Punk song. Look at that. Look at that, how useful that is. Drum and bass. Well, here's the drums, and where's the bass? Junkyard? Who's out here like playing a junkyard kit? I do like how the bass drum chooses the note, so like. So there's some cool features, I guess. You like combine the kit. Lo-fi? I thought all of this was lo-fi. Old school R&B studio. You got like studio kits, I guess. You know, good studio stuff. Standard vintage. Like I said, vintage is probably my favorite because like the toms sound real, the crashes sound good, the ride sounds like hi-hat. Like everything in the vintage kit to me sounds like what I would imagine an actual kit would sound like. So, yeah. See, live room metal. So I tried the metal kit. It has a bass attached to it. So like I don't always want that. So like, you know, if you're trying to do like blast beats, like it's not gonna. You probably take it off somehow, but I haven't figured out how to do it. 90 power user, and then you get to the user kit. Okay, so 54 kits in total. You got a lot of variety, a lot to process here, a lot to take in. Oh boy! So you know, if you're like me and you just want to like practice drums or something, great kit to start out on is just vintage. Because like I said, it just sounds the most real to me. So, you know, it's like, all right, I want to practice the Highway Star. You know. I'm a little out of practice, as you can tell, but you get the gist of it. You kind of see the ups and downs of the kit. Is it worth the money? Heck yeah. You wouldn't be getting half the stuff with, you know, this your like Alesis turbo mesh or, you know, total mesh, whatever that means. In conclusion, I'm really sweaty because it's like drumming is hard work, but so there you have it. That's about what this kit has to offer. I mean, of course, like I said, you've got other samples you can load on with a USB. You can tweak everything. You can use whatever kind of double bass or single or double bass pedal you want because it's just a drum pad. You can add whichever pedal. You can move the items around. You can customize it pretty much however you want. But right out of the box, it's got a lot of great things about it, a lot of quality. If you're like me, you wanted to get back into drumming, you know, like you haven't done it for a few years, you live in an apartment, so you can't have an acoustic kit, or maybe like you just don't have the space, you want something a little smaller, a little quieter, that's the reason why you would get an e-kit. But I would see this primarily as like a practice tool. I'm going to try to record with it, you know, instead of using Hydrogen to program my drums. I'm going to try to just, you know, use the kit. So the mesh is nice, the flexibility is nice, you can add another tom. This is a pretty nice kit for what you're paying, because like you get the extra cymbal. Most kits you get maybe like the toms and the snare. Some of the cheaper kits you only get a bass, like a pedal that just like triggers the bass. You don't even get like a bass pad, which, you know, if that's your thing, that's cool. But if you're used to playing an acoustic drum kit, you want to have an actual bass pedal, so you know you feel the beater hitting the bass drum pad. It just makes more sense. That's the type of thing you only find in like a higher level, like intermediate kit. yeah, most like you'll maybe get like the hi-hat, a ride, and a crash. So you know, 3 cymbals tops. But this one you get 2 crashes, so that's pretty cool. Again, this is the special edition, so all the pads are white, so that's pretty cool. It looks like more like an acoustic kit. It's great to just play around with and try to hone your skills a little bit. It's got its quirks, like I talked about the ride cymbal with its, you know, the zones are kind of difficult to trigger sometimes. And you know, the hi-hat pedal is a little bit weird, but other than that, everything's like feels pretty much how it would feel if you were on an acoustic kit. That's about all I wanted to say about this kit. If you like this video, remember to watch all those other videos. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Remember to like and, you know, comment below. Have you tried a drum kit before? And if you have, did you like it? That's what I want to know. So anyway, again, thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Bruiser Brad.